All right. Thank you, Tammy, for taking time to come on and answer these awesome questions that we have as we get started.
Yeah.
I just want to introduce you a little bit and talk about how I came to know you. I started, I don't know exactly, it was probably through some groups that I became aware of you that we were in together. And I started seeing that you were an event organizer, and I actually went to a few of your events. And I admired that you were able to put on these amazing events and draw so many people, and I wanted to get to know you better. And I want to ask you a few questions because of what's been going on in the media and stuff like that about energy healing. Can you just like briefly tell us like what is energy healing? And also, why do you call your energy healing conferences Christ-centered? Is that okay for you?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I wasn't prepared to do that, but I can definitely do that. So they took the 1.5 to 2 hour interview that they did with me, and what they did was they clipped it and they did like a voiceover when we weren't even talking, and they made it look like certain things were happening. For example, my friend Robin that was there, they didn't have permission to record the prayer, but they did. And when they did, she just said a quick little prayer. She was a couple of feet away from the table, the massage table where her friend was laying down. And she was a couple of feet away. She was just saying a regular prayer, just like, help me that I'll be able to do what you want me to do. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know,
we're taught to pray over everything we do. So.
Everything.
Yeah.
But there was like, I know a dentist who says a prayer every time before he goes in with a client. And sometimes he asks the client if they want to say the prayer.
Yeah.
I know of a surgeon, is it Ballard that says he says a prayer before he goes in? I mean, there's a lot of different people who pray before they do their work, irregardless of it. I mean, they could be a mechanic for crying out loud just to pray to be their best self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this guy, what he did was he took that prayer and he did a voiceover when my friend was doing a handhold on her client. So she had her hands on her head for just a moment. Now, if you've ever been to a chiropractor before, the chiropractor will actually touch your head as well when he's adjusting the neck or when he's up there. Now, this is the same thing. She wasn't giving her client a blessing or anything like that, but she had her hands on her head for a moment doing a handheld. Craniosacral also manipulates the bones and the energies in the head. And there's lots of different modalities that are out there where your hands are touching the body.
Yeah.
And, this particular friend, she gets a signed permission slip, from her clients and everything. Like, everything is totally legit. But the way that they made it look was that she was praying while she had her hands on. I was there. I was floored when I saw the video because that's not what happened at all. Mm. And they just took things and they skewed them to make it look how they wanted them to look. I forgive them. I bless and release them. I mean, they can have their own opinion. What's sad to me is that there are still people that will think that that's what we're involved with, but that's not what we're doing. Energy medicine isn't priesthood blessings, and priesthood blessings isn't energy medicine. And anyone who's done any bit of studying at all knows that. Yeah. I feel very confident in knowing that truth seekers who actually want to know the truth will find that that's the case. So anyway, I did an official statement for anyone who wants to learn more about what we actually do at our conferences and more about what energy medicine actually is.
Okay. And where can they find that?
Just on my Facebook page or on my website, energyhealingconference.com, or it's under Tammy Anderson Ward. If they go to just my personal Facebook page, it's in my notes. So just click on notes and you'll see it there. And there's been 180 shares or something like that. Like, a lot of people are seeing it, which is really good. But I mean, I know a lot of people who use energy medicine and it's very effective, but the way that they made it look, it was not right. It's not correct. Yeah. It was skewed.
Which they do a lot with things in the media. So, which most people know that. So.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. It's true.
Okay, awesome. And so I wasn't necessarily trying to address that particularly. I was just wondering, if you could briefly say, what is energy work? Like,
Yeah, I can definitely do that as well. So energy medicine is the manipulation of the energy systems in the body. A lot of people recognize throughout all different types of cultures and ethnicities that throughout the world, even back in ancient times, they would do this. I mean, there's lots of different ways to do it. So it's not, I'm not saying all of the ways are done like a certain way, but Reiki, for example, came out in, was that the 1800s or the 1900s? I can't remember exactly. I'm sorry. But they've been around for a long time. It's not that they just came out in the last 4 or 5 years since I've been doing these conferences. I just happened to have been really, really grateful and felt like it was a secret. And I did not like knowing that there were other people that could really be helped knowing about it that just didn't know. So I started doing these conferences so I could share it, so I could let people know. I mean, I thought it was a huge blessing in my life, and I just felt like a moral obligation almost, to be honest with you.
That there were more opportunities for healing than traditional medicine and stuff.
Exactly. I mean, acupuncture is considered energy medicine. If you've ever heard of craniosacral therapy, I know a lot of chiropractors that do that also. Kinesiology, muscle testing, energy testing, however you want to call it, that's considered to be energy medicine. Foot zoning is dealing with the energetic systems in the body as well. Gosh, my brain.
There's a lot, huh?
There is a lot. There's actually hundreds of modalities. It's not just 4 or 5. Yeah. There's tons. Just ask somebody that question when you have a camera on them and see how many they can.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I think that's good. I just wanted to like kind of just explain a little bit in case there's some people who watch this that wanted to know.
Yeah, sure. And I also just wanted to just go over this last little part too. There are some things with energy medicine that I personally don't feel good about. And so when I call my event a Christ-centered event, I'm acknowledging that not everything it jives with the Bible. Not everything jives with what I've been taught as a Christian. And so I am careful about what kind of things, and I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to judge anyone and say, oh, that's not a Christian thing. But I just try to have things at my event that I feel like are in alignment with what I already know to be true. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm an expert over that either. I just encourage all people to just pray and just go with where Heavenly Father tells you to go. I'm not going to receive personal revelation. So
yeah. And then, just teach that, you need to receive your personal revelation for what you should be doing in your life. Right?
Exactly. We're not fortune tellers by any means. Anytime I'm working with somebody to learn how to do energy healing, we go over some really basic rules, and that's one of them is we don't do that. So
yeah,
anyway, people know that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome.
I think that what you're doing is so awesome, and you give so much opportunities for people to share their talents and stuff. So I really admire that. And just so you guys know, Tammy is my personal mentor, and she is amazing, and she really, really cares about everyone that she teaches. And I know that, and I can feel that from her. And she's just amazing. So I'm happy to share her with you.
Thank you. You're a sweetheart.
Okay. So did you I gave you a list of the questions. Did you want to address the ones that jumped out?
So that very first question, I thought I would, well, can you read that first question to me again? I wrote down my answer that I wanted to kind of go over a little bit, but then I didn't write down the questions. So,
so the question number 1, or?
Yeah, question number 1.
Best ways to increase your audience size.
Okay. There's about a bazillion different ways to increase your audience size. And I don't know exactly where the messengers that are going to listen to this recording, where their audience is. So it may be different than mine. My audience is dealing with a very niche market, a very different, unique market. And it's probably not the same as all of them. Unless they do energy healing conferences, right? So my very best tip is to honestly mentor somebody who has already effectively increased their audience size. And how you know is what is their email list numbers, and also what is their social media reach. What does that look like? If they can effectively increase those numbers, then you know that that's somebody that you want to mentor with about increasing your own audience size. So that's really important, to have a mentor that you're working with that has effectively done what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do something and you go to someone who doesn't know how to do it, then you're not going to get very good advice from them, are you? You're just going to get their opinion, not their effective things that they've already tried, their effective strategies. So like you, Julia, I have seen you increase your audience size, and you just like, you're just like going after it. You're just, good job. And you keep doing things and trying new things. And I love that you're willing to test, measure, and adjust through this whole process. And you are finding which things work and which things don't work. And that's the important thing, is that you're doing something, and a lot of people, they just go, oh, that's not going to work, or, oh, that's not going to work, or, they just kind of blow everything off, or they just do a bunch of stuff that's really not going to produce them the results that they want. So good job for how you're doing that. I would literally tell people, get a mentor who's doing what you're doing. They don't have to be far ahead of you, but if they're a few steps ahead of you, that's really good. It's really important.
Well, one of the things that you've taught me is really, if you have the right mindset and really can like taste your goals, that you're willing to test, measure, and adjust, because you know that it will work. You just have to find the right way, or it's okay to just keep going forward without everything working out perfectly.
Yeah, so it's not a matter of if.
Yeah,
it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Cool. Good.
Okay, cool. And then did you want to cover ways of advertising and getting people to your events? Is that kind of what we were covering already?
I would say word of mouth would probably be one of the best ways to do that. Out of all the events that I've done, I would say that has probably been the most effective. In fact, there was a guy from the United Nations. He reached out to me and he said, look, there's nowhere that even touches close to your events with the size. He says, you are officially the largest body of Congress anywhere in the world, not just with medicine, energy medicine that is considered to be Christ-centered or a Christian approach, but anywhere, period. He said, so like, I need to know where you got your training and who you're working with, like what organizations are you, and I said, nowhere. I am a homeschool mom. I live in the country in northern Utah. I don't even have a college degree. In fact, I've never even been to college, not even one day. I do have a high school diploma, but even that, it's like, really? That didn't help me to learn how to get thousands of people at my events. Yeah. As far as, and my very first conference that I did, we had 600 people there. The next one, we had 1,400 people there. If people are hosting their own events, I would say to collaborate. Don't look at things with the competition mindset. I'm actually getting an office for my own company. Yay! I've been working out of my home for these years, and my mentor right now, Bob Proctor, he told me, he goes, why don't you have an office right now? And I said, well, and I kind of told him and Han. He said, no, you need to go get your own office. Casey took off this week, and we've been looking for offices, and we found one. And the one that we want is 4,200 square feet, which is larger than my home. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big. And so we're going to be renting
classes there and stuff, right?
What was that?
You could host some classes there and stuff, right?
Right. So yeah, so any messenger masterminds that we do will be held there. It's got a really large room. We can fit about 100 people in there. Yeah. And we'll be doing our couples nights there and all kinds of stuff. We'll be doing homeschool parties there. I know that we'll be doing tons of stuff there. I'm super excited about it. But it has 7 offices upstairs so that we can rent those out to mentors that want to meet there, or if you have clients that you want to meet with that you're helping them work on projects. People who do energy work that is considered to be Christ-centered. Anyway, all different types of things that people will be able to come in and use these offices. Some will be furnished so you can rent them for just a few hours if you want, or just a certain, we're just so excited about it. But the whole goal in everything that we do is, it's all about collaboration. When we went to the building, the guy that's next door, he owns a chiropractor office, and he happens to have massage therapists come in. And he said, all right, now you can't have any massage therapists in the building. And I was like, why? And then it hit me. Oh, yeah. Some people still think like that. Some people still go, it's all about competition. I choose to not think like that. There's plenty of people. There's over 70,000 people that live just in Ogden. And people are going to travel from outside of the Ogden area to come to our office. I'm very confident of that. So to me, it's like, wait, what? My husband says, remember, not everybody thinks like you. Calm down. Like, I said, well, we could send people over to you for chiropractor if that's what they needed, But when you have that closed mind, it really does block you from getting blessings, like really. So even if they're doing energy work with massage therapy, he's kind of like, I'm not sure about that. Let me think.
Yeah.
Because it has anything to do with massage. He's not sure. Anyway.
So if you're starting out to teach a class, collaborating with somebody else,
yeah,
you grow faster than
have 2 or 3 people come in, and then you guys invite and share. If same thing like what you're doing right now with this webinar, you're collaborating with others. You're helping inspire other messengers as well. Look around for other opportunities. The 2 books that Hope Haven Events has put out, they're both collaboration books, and people are like, "Oh, you're not kidding!" Like if you look at your track record, you really believe this. I really do. Anytime that you can have somebody else be lifted up while you're trying to help others too, heaven's going to help you.
Yeah.
Heaven's going to step in and help you. So
yeah, for sure. Awesome. Okay. I think that's a great answer. I totally 100% agree. And that's a big focus of my business, along with your prodding to continue that way.
Awesome.
Okay. So, how can people find opportunities to speak, and what would you recommend them to do for finding speaking opportunities?
Okay, so you got to get practice in so that you're an effective speaker. So if you're really serious about this, look at your schedule and I'm not talking about just speaking in front of people. When you're not speaking in front of people, you should be speaking in front of the mirror. I'm not kidding you. Like, you need to be getting lots and lots of practice in. So when you are in front of people, you've already got it mastered. Don't wait until you get in front of a bunch of people. When I used to do Pampered Chef, I used to sit in front of the mirror and do pretend phone calls. Literally. I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And I would use imagery to imagine people saying yes to me. And it's not that I'm like, doing anything wrong. I'm getting the practice down. So when I get hit with a certain objection or whatever, I've got it down. I already know what to say. It's not like I haven't thought of that before. The other thing is when you, as far as speaking, you need to reach out and get the message out there that you are doing this. Look for different networking opportunities. Look for, start asking around. If you have a certain niche in a certain market, you should be brainstorming and writing at least 30 to 50 different areas of places that you could go to go offer your speaking. And don't be afraid to work for free. When you start out, you have to be willing to do that. You're getting your education in as a speaker. You know what I mean? Like, be willing to do things that you wouldn't normally be willing to do.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example, okay? Somebody who is interested in helping others with grief. We'll just go there for an example. You should be reaching out to people who are at, in places where they're going to be experiencing grief so that you can be there to serve them, uplift them, and help them. Perhaps funerals, reach out to some funeral homes, reach out to some of the hospitals, to maybe some cancer units, or maybe the labor and delivery unit where some of the moms are actually like on bed rest. Go look around and find out how you can help people who have what you need, who is in need of what you have. When I'm talking to homeschool moms, guess where I'm going? I'm going to homeschool Facebook groups, and I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to look around to find ways that I can help them. How can I serve them? Julie, you're trying really hard to help those that have marriages. Their marriages are everywhere. So it's like, well, what kind of marriages do I want to help? So you narrowed it down. I want to help marriages where one of the spouses is an entrepreneur. And that's like everywhere too, but honestly, you're getting really good at honing in on it, both in your advertising and how you're going at it. There's other places too that speakers can unite. One of those places just happens to be my Messenger Mastermind. We do those events twice. Well, we do those events every other month. That's what I was trying to say. Once every 2 months. And we have people that come from all over the place. The last one that you were at, Julie, we had people from Pennsylvania, Arizona. They're all over the place. California. They fly in. It's worth it. This is that networking meeting that is not just networking. It's not like a 2 or 3 hour lunch where you get together with people. You're going to learn mindset tools, right? Have you enjoyed the mindset tools?
Yeah, I think that is it okay if I share what I really like about it?
For sure.
I really like how it's set up, because there's time when we're learning together as a group where you share some things and then also others have a chance to share, and we get to learn some amazing tools and stuff like that, which are, top quality stuff that you and others have taught. You're really good at choosing people who to bring in to speak, and they have amazing material to share. So I like that. And then I also like how we have activities with each other and chances to network together. I've come out of that with several opportunities for collaborating with people and, stuff like that. So
Yay, my goal was reached.
I think that it's awesome to find opportunities to help spread your message and help other people spread their messages, and then learn some amazing tools also. So.
Awesome. You just wait until this next one. It is November 15th and 16th. It's going to be at our new office. And I'm super excited. We're getting all the chairs. We're getting all the big screen TV. We're decking this place out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's our big launch at this particular office, wait till you see who the guest speaker I have is. I mean, it's going to be awesome. Tickets are only $67 for a class with this much opportunity and training. You really cannot go wrong. And all they do to get that $67 price is they use your name as a referral, right, Julie?
Yeah. Do you have a code though? Is it MM67 for that price?
Yeah, MM67, and then they just use your name as the referral.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. So, and that is again November 15th and 16th. That's going to be in Ogden, Utah. There's also other networking opportunities that are out there. A lot of them are really geared for entrepreneurs. This one is geared for people who have a message to deliver. And so if you are an author, or you want to be an author, you're emerging, you're aspiring, right? You want to be this way. Then what do you do when you want to be a certain way? You start hanging out with people who are doing what you want to do. And have you ever heard that saying? I hope that their genius kind of rubs off on me. That's not what I'm saying, but when you interact and you are with the people, their energy and your energy, it just meshes, it connects, that spiritual radiation. And I know Lacey and Lydia, is this Lydia Taggart?
Yes, I think so.
Lydia, both of them have been to the Messenger Mastermind, so they could probably chime in here on the chat box and say what they think about it as well. I'm sure that they were able to benefit. What do you guys think? Were you guys able to also join in? I know I'm putting you on the spot here, and we didn't say, hey, time for you to do a testimonial, but I know that you guys would say that it has helped you too, right? Cool. So yeah, Lydia says, already showed me how to hone in on my message. Lacey's like, totally awesome. Okay, cool. You guys are amazing. So other places that you can go to find speaking opportunities, I'm going to give you a couple of websites that I would recommend. If you have not yet joined the NSA, that would be one that I would recommend if you want to be a speaker. This isn't just for people who are playing around, but you're like, okay, I'm ready to take it to the next level. NSA in Utah anyway, they meet in Salt Lake City the third Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's the very top floor of the Zion's building in the founders room. And they have trainers that they fly in that come from all over the place too. And you get to have dinner. I think it's $35, something like that. So it's a 6-hour meeting, but it's pretty good. There are speakers that are from all different levels of experience, all the way from somebody who's just barely, that's their first meeting, they've never tried anything like this before, all the way up to the keynote of the keynotes, who is Jason Hewlett. I'm sure many of you already know who that is. Who, anyway, his dad was actually a sponsor for us. Let's see, at the very first, no, it was the second June Energy Healing Conference. And anyway, he's really cool too. So he actually did the keynote at the National Speakers Association convention this last time, and he's one of the heads. Michelle McAuliffe, Tiffany Peterson, some of those other names like that, they're usually there. They're like on the board, and they're there. People who speak to corporations, people who speak to just small groups, or who go to schools. I mean, there's all different types of speakers that are there. And
what's the website for that? Do you know?
If you just Google NSA and Mountain West chapter, yeah, just tell them that you guys can go as the guest at the next one. Just let them know that I sent you, and that'll be cool. I will most likely be there. Let's see, 1, 2. The third one for November. Oh, I don't know if they're going to do it the day before Thanksgiving. I'll have to find out when they're doing that. But the Ogden Mastermind on the 15th and the 16th, I would highly recommend. We have lots of event planners that come to my mastermind, actually, that you don't know it, but you're kind of auditioning to speak at their conferences as well. Their conferences or other collaboration opportunities as well. People are getting checked out there a lot. You're just kind of like, hey, here I am, and they're checking you out there. Let's see, there's another website too called lanyard.com. Lanyard.com is a website that has conventions all over the place. I mean, really interesting convention topics that I had no idea there was a convention about some of those things, but sure enough, they're there. And so you can find other conferences to speak at there as well.
Do you register your conferences in that?
I have not yet. I have not. I have personally found some other ways to promote my own events, but I have not registered there yet. But it is a good place for speakers to go and look at the national conferences. There's thousands of conferences that are there, so that's a good place for you to go. But I honestly, the best way to do it is word of mouth and networking. Get your message out there and get yourself online. Make sure you have a presence online. And every time you speak, record it. It's not just for you to critique yourself, but you can take video clips. Get yourself a sizzle reel made as you get those kind of, I want to call it social proof. Getting people to your events, getting people to buy your books, getting people to learn more about you, getting a mentor to help you with that. It's a big deal. It really is. So.
Cool.
Okay, what else?
Great.
Let's see.
So, was there any questions that you noticed on there that you wanted to cover?
Yeah, it looks like Lacey just made a comment. Sorry, I was just reading that. She said,
oh, go ahead.
oh, no, you can. That's fine.
I've learned so many amazing things from Mastermind that I can't even name them all. Every time I hear you speak, I learn so much. Love you. Yep.
That's sweet of you. Thank you. The thing I was going to say about the masterminds is that I love bringing in, because I don't know everything that there is to know about a messenger. I just don't know all that stuff. So the things where I'm missing certain areas and I have my own holes, I'm bringing in experts too. Heck, I'm taking notes just like you guys are, right? And doing everything that we can to get better at delivering our message, getting in front of people, and being the most effective messenger that we could possibly be. One of the other things that I wanted to just mention about that is that not only do we have the masterminds, but we're also doing retreats constantly. We're always looking for ways that we can come together and provide those collaboration opportunities. In fact, I don't even have it on the website yet, but I just booked a location down in St. George. Sorry, there's a fly right there. In St. George for an energy healing retreat. It's December 8th to the 10th. So for those of you that, it's the 9th. It's the morning of the 9th until the 10th. So those of you that might be interested in going to a retreat and learning more about this kind of stuff, this would be a really good way for you to do that. And that's down in St. George. If you want to find more details about that, send me a message and I can send you the link for that. It'll be fun.
Cool.
Okay.
And
It's
I've been to your Christ-centered what was it called? Christ-centered
Messenger retreat.
messenger retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still doing those?
Oh, yeah. We do those at least once or twice a year as well. Yeah, just watch for those when we do them because they fill up pretty fast.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I love that we are able to get into $1 million locations, sometimes $3 to $5 million, like really big luxury mansions. And what we do is we get into them and we will spend that time building and networking and learning and increasing our effectiveness as messengers. And yeah, they book up fast because sometimes people are like, you're losing money on this. Like, I know how much this place rents for. And I'm like, yeah, that's, making a buck. Anybody can make a buck doing anything. If it fits in with my life mission, I do whatever I can to make it super affordable. And so, yeah, you'll see my retreats for, less than $200 where other people are doing retreats and sometimes they're $1,500, $3,000, $4,500. I just saw one for $8,000 that I wanted to go to, and I probably will go to it for $8,000. But these retreats, they're just overnighters, so it's easy for moms to get in there. And, foods, most of it is included. We have you bring a dish just for one of the meals. But yeah, and they're really, really nice, including the lodging and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited to go to another one.
Casey's funny. He says, why do you really do those? And I said, I told you, like, they fit with my life mission. He goes, you have so much fun at those, don't you? And I said, yeah, I really do. I love people. I genuinely love to be around people. I love to be around you guys. What can I say? So I try and make it possible. If it's possible, then it's easier to make it happen for you. So
yeah. Okay. Awesome. So somebody asked it's what do I look for in a speaker, and then what are some tips for getting booked as a speaker? I think that maybe they're wondering, what do you look at for a speaker so that they can understand that and get speaking.
Yeah, that's good to know. So when I'm looking at my presenter application, I'm looking down the names. One of the questions, it asks for a video. And it's just a sample video. It's not like I want this, $10,000 sizzle reel to be sitting there in that spot. Instead, what I'm looking for is I want to see how the speaker is interacting with the audience. I want to get a feel for their confidence level. The confidence level is huge. If you look at a speaker and you can tell that they are shaking like a leaf and they are freaked out, like they're in pain to be talking, chances are you're not going to find them on my stage. I want people who are confident speakers. That's one of the reasons why I'm telling you, get in front of the mirror. Do as many practice videos as you possibly can. Get in front of people. Get familiar with the feeling of public speaking. There's no other way to get over it. You just have to do it. When I was 20 years old, I started working for a company called Pampered Chef. And you guys may be familiar with it. They've been around for like 30, I don't even know how many years now, like 35, something like that. And like, is it 35 years? I should know. I think it's 36 years now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I did Pampered Chef for 10 years. I was one of the top 1% in the company, and I absolutely adored everything about it. A lot of people say, why did you stop that? You were so good at that. Thank you. The reason why I stopped it was because God told me to. I actually didn't want to. When I first got that impression, I bawled like a baby. I'd finally reached this really big position that I'd been working for most of my Pampered Chef career, And then I was like, I got my goal, and now you're telling me to leave? And I didn't even know what I was going to next. I had no plans. Like a lot of people, they find something better and then they move on. I had nothing. I was like, what? And I've got this like great income coming in. We've been on great trips every single year since I'd begun. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3 trips in 1 year. And my home was furnished because of Pampered Chef. Like truly, I'm not talking like really nice furniture. I'm talking like all my kitchen gadgets. Yeah. But anyway, I couldn't believe it. looking back to when I very first began, I was 9 months pregnant with my second baby. My oldest had just barely turned 1 the month before. But my husband was making $8.64 an hour. And in order for us to eat, I had to be bringing in something. So I was willing to do something that was out of my comfort zone so I could continue staying home with my babies and so that we could eat. That sounds so funny to say it like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I found Pampered Chef. I went and watched the girl who recruited me. I went and watched her. And I watched her drop food on the floor, and she literally accidentally like spit, and it went across the table where she was cooking and hit the person on the front row right on their forehead. And I was like, holy crap, if she could do this, I got this. I could totally do this. And I watched her burn the food. Now, I think she did it purposefully, to be honest with you. I was her 37th recruit. Now she's recruited probably well over 1,000. But she did it, and she forced herself to practice. And that's how she got good at it. It's not that she did her first cooking show and voila, she was this, huge instant success overnight. No. The more you practice, the better you get. Repetition really is this magical word. Repetition is how you improve and get better. And, my mom used to say, practice makes you better. It's true. Practice does make you better. You get better at it the more you do it. If you look at all of these people throughout history that have been athletes and they're really, really good at what they do, they didn't get there overnight. Be patient with yourself. Practice more, and you'll get closer to what you want. They say an expert is someone who can do what they've done between 4,000 and 10,000 hours. So if you have not yet delivered 4,000 hours worth of content on a stage in front of people, I wouldn't consider yourself a speaker. I'm not there yet. I'm getting closer. Well, I guess if you count hours instead of 4,000, I figured out I'm really close to about 3,000 presentations right now. If you count my cooking shows, if you count all of the presentations since I started doing Hope Haven events, I bet I'm over 4,000 hours, but not 4,000 presentations. But you're going to want to look at the hours. And I'm not saying I'm like the perfect, presenter either. So don't take my words wrong. But you get what I'm saying. Like the more you practice, the better you're going to get. And even I'm not even excluding like church conversations here. If you're up on a podium and you've got a microphone in front of you, count it. If you're up and you're teaching in front of a group of 15 or more people, I would count it. I would totally count it. And even you getting out to other conferences, even when you're not speaking and offering to introduce that speaker, that's giving you practice. You need to be up in front of people. Volunteer to speak wherever you can. Wherever you can. You'll find that there's places that they're looking for volunteer speakers to do things just like this. There's a lot. In fact, my conference, just the one we did last Saturday, people were, oh no, I don't have anybody to introduce me. Could you imagine if you're like, I'll introduce you? We had one gentleman that was willing to introduce people. He introduced 6 out of the 7 classes. Gave him great practice and exposure. He was able to tell people who he was. You know?
That's kind of what I've done is like, I'll look at the speakers and I'll like message the ones I know and I'm like, hey, can I introduce you?
Yeah.
Introduce a bunch.
Yeah, there you go.
Totally.
Another class I would really recommend you going to is called Present Yourself. You guys may have heard of that one before. The next Present Yourself is December. It's the 8th to the 10th. So if you're not going to my retreat, I would recommend that one to help you hone up on those skills. But you can do cooking shows. Get some local little girls together in your neighborhood and bring their moms over to your house and make a fun recipe together, in preparation for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Make your favorite smoothie on doing a video and post it for the whole world to see on Facebook Live. Start yourself a YouTube channel. Yes, you guys could get really, really good at speaking in front of people, even without going this other route. Keep trying, keep doing it, but don't give up. Don't give up. It's kind of like, have you ever well, let's just do a quick practice really quick. How many of you have a minute that you could grab a piece of paper and do a little activity with me? Can you guys do something with me?
Sure.
Okay, grab a piece of paper, grab a marker or a pen or whatever you got handy. Just grab something that you can write with, okay?
I told them to bring paper, so they should have it.
Okay, good. So you guys are ready. Lydia's like, I'm on it. I'm ready. Okay, good. You go, girl. This is what I want you to do. Oh, what'd she say? Oh, I'd love to be an official introducer. That's awesome. Yeah, just reach out to the presenters. They, good. That's awesome. Already on page 2 of notes. Sweet. Okay, so what you're going to do is I want you to write your name with the hand that you normally use. Go ahead and write your first name, write your middle name, and your last name. If you don't have a middle name, write your maiden name. Okay, when you're done, say done. Then I'll know you're ready to go. Lacey, are you doing this too? Okay. You guys are awesome. Okay. Now I want you to take the opposite hand that you just used, and I want you to write your name with your opposite hand. So if you're right-handed, use your left hand. If you're left-handed, use your right hand. Okay? Guys, got it? Write your name with the opposite hand, okay? I'm going to do it with you. Now do it again. Okay, so you've got once with your right hand, or once with your regular hand that you normally use, once with your opposite hand, and then another time, so actually twice.
Twice with your opposite hand.
Yes. Now when you're writing with your opposite hand, what are you noticing? Is your opposite hand as good as the hand that you regularly use? Are they the same? Is your handwriting ability the same?
Nope.
Maybe if we have some ambidextrous people on here, huh?
There's mine.
Let me see. Very good. Very good. Good job. Much slower, Lydia says. I just use my left hand. Look at mine. Here, I'll write it with my right hand. The reason why I'm having you do this exercise is because I'm showing you that when you try something new, it's not always exactly how you want it to be. It takes practice. Now, if you were to write your hand with your opposite, if you were to write your name with your opposite hand every day for 60 days, do you think that your left hand writing would get improved?
Yeah. So
here's my right hand. Here's my left hand. Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Little different, huh? That's awesome. That's awesome, Lydia.
Oh no, did we lose Tammy? Well, let me see what's going on. Okay, well, apparently we lost Tammy. I don't know if she'll pop back on or not, but I just want to encourage you to, if you can, come to the mastermind, come. And I am excited because Tammy has invited me to speak at this upcoming one in November. So come and support me, and then also just come because you will get some amazing interactions and amazing teaching done there. So thanks guys for coming. I think that Tammy said we needed to end at 1:45 anyway, so maybe she like something was going on where it kicked her off because that was the time she needed to leave. So anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for coming, and let me know if you guys have any questions, or I'm sure I'll be doing this again for her again, so send me those questions so that I can keep track of them for next time. All right. Okay, love you guys. Bye.